Hi, my name is Jesse Robert Van Den Dungen. This is my story of my day-to-day experience with radiation treatment for a malignant brain tumor, which took place at Peter MacCallum. Now that surgery and chemotherapy had finished, all that was left for me to do was to travel for an hour to Peter Mac and have my brain irradiated to ensure that the tumor never returns. I needed to have the treatments 6 times a week. This meant that I had to endure the torturous, long car trips with Mom. There were times when she would just talk and talk and talk. I learned to dull myself to it after the first few journeys. If anyone ever joined us for the trip, she'd be really silly. I used to get really embarrassed.
What about if that truck should suddenly, doors burst open and then guys with balaclavas and everything and stop, this is a highway. Think that I want your car.
When we finally got to the center, the friendly car park attendant would greet us with the standard, "Hello, gang," and give us our ticket and we drive through. Mom would stay in the car and I'd walk up the cold gray car park to the lift that would, without fail, submerge me within the bowels of the radiation treatment center. Today was my last day. To celebrate, my body thought it would be nice to give me laryngitis. Just my luck. Mom. Hey, that's my dad. He was so happy that all my treatment was over. He and Mom really got a beating when they first heard the news that I had a brain tumor. But finally, now it was all behind me. As I walked down the hallways toward the machines, I was reminded of all my experiences with the great treatment team who helped me, joked with me, and loved me throughout my time at Peter Mac. This made me feel a sort of hopeful sadness that I'll probably never see them again. But ultimately, I was quietly and contentedly feeling joy, triumph. Whenever my dad came with me to the waiting room, he'd make a futile attempt at completing the 400-piece puzzle on the bench. I could feel that the whole event of my treatment made my old man, at times, exceedingly anxious. I was glad to not, through no fault of my own, be a stress to him anymore. The machine. I'd take a set on the bench and lay back. And the oncologist would slide a foam pillow under my legs and hand me a set of Christmas-style jingly bells. This was supposed to reassure me that if anything goes wrong, they only have to listen for the faint sound of puny bells over those noisy gizmos and gadgets running, and they'd come pulsing down the hall to my rescue. What do you mean anything goes wrong? I thought. So, they'd strap my head to the table to ensure that any movement was impossible as the beams of radiation penetrated my face skull. Normally, this would be a terrifying experience for anyone, but fortunately, the actual treatment didn't make me feel any pain at all. But the dramatic, serious side of having a cancerous brain tumor coupled with the longevity of treatment overcame me, and I wasn't able to stop myself from shedding a few tears under the cover of a plastic mask. The team would line up my head within the crosshairs using the most high-tech alignment devices. That's right, baggage tags. Yeah, well, it does the job. As I lay back, I listened to the machine rotate around me. This made me feel like a bunny.
Not yet. Let alone.
As my head slid down and away from the machine's field, I felt a powerful feeling of complete relief. I am done. And the final closure of my treatment. A fair amount of quiet pride and dignity washed over me. I owe a big thank you to everyone at Peter MacCallum for the kindness and warmth with which they treated me. And a special, huge mega thanks to Rachel Watson, Nicole Malesi, Nathan Muscat, and all of the other radiologists who helped me through treatment and were very cooperative with my requests to film, and just generally being, I don't know, great people. Thanks.